Yo, yo, yo!
Yo, yo.
What is up? Happy Friday, everyone out there. As you know, I am shooting for a number one pick. If we do, in fact, have our fantasy football draft lottery later on this program, we will see. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining us. Hope everyone is doing well and safe. Looking forward to another big sports weekend. We're just totally getting spoiled by these now at this point, but it seems like it's going to continue as NHL, NBA playoffs just power through. Occasionally, you'll get one of these double NASCAR weekends. Still a fight night. You know, it's going to be sort of that hangover week after a big pay-per-view. But we're going to touch on all that stuff for you. And, of course, Sunday, the champions!
Yeah, buddy.
Champions League final. They squeezed the whole tournament after they picked it back up into like 2.5 weeks.
See, that's crazy.
Also, Europa League, we'll just quickly mention today, as Tyler wants to call it the Sevilla League, now winning for the 6th time.
Yeah, they've won it 6 times in like 13 years, dude. It's the Sevilla League. Like,
yeah.
If you're against them in it, you're going to lose. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty interesting. I was at work just kind of following along, but Inter scored, I think, right close to halftime to tie it up, and then Sevilla scored and just kind of started, you know.
It was actually a Lukaku own goal that was the difference maker. I mean, nothing he could have done about it. You know, ball was kicked right at him. But
he's a large man. Sometimes he just can't get out of the way. He's a tank.
I am a Lukaku fan. That guy's pretty awesome. But yeah, thanks for joining us here on a Free for All Friday. You see the link down there. Please feel free. Give us a call if you want to just talk some shit, talk about whatever. Brad noticing that we switched
Brad
up.
right away. I didn't have time to fix it. I couldn't. You know, I don't know that much from StreamYard. Still some kinks there to work out. Cease actually posted. It won't show up here. He posted a picture of himself watching Bassmasters on TV.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
that's our outdoorsman expert, Cease.
Yes.
Again, thank you for joining us. This was his latest catch that I saw earlier.
Yeah, there we go.
Today on his story. So still out there, apparently now watching. Also, you can be an analyst for us at Bassmasters, but I don't know how you're going to sit there and take notes for 12 hours while the event goes on. But actually, it looks like we do have a very special caller on the line, so let's go ahead and just jump right into this. Our draft in our fantasy football league, Tyler and I have been in, man, it's got to be
since
10
high
years
school
at this
probably?
point, like more than that.
Over 10 years, yeah.
It's a running league. A little up in the air this year as far as the money circumstances, because no one really wants to commit to a season that may not actually finish, or if you have a player that ends up getting forced to sit out because they got quarantined or something. A lot of mystery there. But we are going to feature the allegedly random draft lottery live tonight on our program. So coming in on the Tito Auto Body and Used Tire Celebrity Hotline, we do have Commissioner Chris Kwan joining us from the... Hey.
Look like a broke-ass iced tea.
Looks like a broke-ass Chris Kwan. Thank you for taking the time, Commissioner, to join us from headquarters. Pretty special event here. The first one of these we've ever done live in the interest of trying to at least insinuate that it actually is random. So I will be recording this and spreading it to the rest of the league, those of you that are not watching. But are you able to pull up the randomizer on your...
All right, let's see. Let's test this out.
It should work. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
It's already suspect to me.
All right. Here we go.
Shenanigans. Call it off. Void. Okay. Looks like we do have the... Okay, so we have the spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and take our overlay off. Don't run it yet. Just to
all right, first things first, I need to ask you guys, well, Ronnie, you got last year, so I'll let you pick the number. Oh, no, Mike got last year. So you need to pick a number between, 1 and, 10. Pick a number 1 and 10.
3. Always 3.
3.
Never does me
all
wrong.
Right, so first, I'll explain that I nerded out on this spreadsheet. So for everybody who doesn't know anything about our spreadsheet, basically what happens is you choose your draft order and your total chances over here. So Ronnie got last. The way that we decided as a league to do the random draft ping pong balls was that 7th place, the first team out of the playoffs, would get the most number of chances, which is different than the NBA draft. So Tyler here, lucky him, is in 7th, and he's going to get the most chances to be the number 1 pick.
Number 10. I can already see it coming.
Right? All right. So the way that the spreadsheet kind of works is that everything becomes random. Everybody has these number of chances. You can choose however many chances you want and the percentages. But to make things more random, I asked Ronnie how many times he wants me to run the spreadsheet before we get the final one, right? That's what I've been asking every year since I've done the spreadsheet, which is like 4 years or so. I've asked either Tyler or Ronnie to pick a number, and I run the spreadsheet. And they all think that I cheat, so here we go. Collusion, baby.
Well,
You admittedly cheat. You admit that you cheat.
I cheat all the time, so.
The commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner.
Here we go. 3 times, right? And I'll count it down. This is run number 1. Oh, man, come on. We got to keep this one. Look at me. I'm first.
Nah, that's too much pressure. You don't want that life.
All right, so it's doing all of its random thing. Everybody gets their own pick, and then the order's on the left over here. All right, that was run number 1. Here we go with run number 2. Oh, it's cheating. I'm first again.
Oh, come on.
Rigged. It's rigged.
So rigged.
All right, this is live for the last one.
Number 3, baby. Number 3.
That's it.
If you got number 1 again, I swear, this is not random.
Yeah,
Come on.
I may ask to review your spreadsheet and go over the equations you got pushed in there.
All right, that's it. That's our official draft order. Eric, number 1. Kevin, number 2. Tong, number 3. Ronnie and Tyler, 4 and 5. Jim's number 6. Mike's number 7, which is sad because he got last year. And then Chris, Jeff, and Corey, which were
nixed a little bit.
1, 2, and 3. So it kind of worked and it kind of didn't. But it looks like Eric was the one that jumped up the highest. So congratulations, Eric.
Boo!
Damn it.
Sounds like it's the Cleveland Cavaliers all over again.
It's all right. We'll get past this. Don't panic, everyone. Don't panic. We'll be all right. I am screwed. All right. Well, there you have it. The lottery is set. Like I said, I'll record this and distribute this to the league. Kind of hard to see some of the numbers there. Your spreadsheet was so detailed that it was a little small, but I could sort of make it out, squinting. So it seemed pretty legit. Just actually, I'm not too disappointed being in the middle. That's fine.
There you go. That's good.
All right. Well,
I'd
sorry,
rather
Tyler,
be 1 or 10. I'd rather be 1 or 10, but I kind of like the back-to-back picks, but I can work with 5.
Stuck in the middle, guys. Stuck in the middle.
That's all right. There's good value there. I'm more of a waiver warrior myself anyway. So
Plus, who knows what's going to happen anyway? Everybody's just going to opt out. So just don't pick any Patriots because they're going to tank for Trevor. Hashtag that.
True. Yeah. Maybe watch out for the Florida, Texas, and Arizona team as well.
California. Don't forget
have a major
California.
outbreak.
Now I think the draft is just going to be me and Ronnie screwing each other over, taking each other's picks since we're 4 or 5.
I mean, that usually does happen, but yeah, it should be exciting. We'll still have to hash out, some of the finer points. The keepers and things like that are still sort of in flux right now. But thank you, Commissioner Kwan, for jumping on with us
Thank you very
from
much.
league headquarters. And
Go Kings.
go Kings! All right.
Go Kings.
Hey, they got what?
Number 12. Number 12, baby. Woo!
Woo!
I still don't understand if Phoenix got a better record than we did, how come they got higher priority than we did? I don't understand how this worked.
I don't know. All I know is the Kings got the 12th, and they have like 3 or 4 second-round picks. So I'm like,
In fairness, I don't understand your spreadsheet. Obviously.
Maybe I need to send this to the commissioner of the NBA, and then he just doesn't need ping pong balls.
Oh, no, I'm sure
It's
that'll
just a
go over
waste,
great.
man. It's just a waste.
They have to have things that you can see moving around so people, it's like clearly appears to be random.
B4.
There we go.
And Tanaya, real quick, chiming in that your hair has grown back. So congratulations
Yes.
to the commissioner on that.
It is time for another haircut. Probably not online this time, though.
Think about it.
Yeah, I remember you texted me, Mrs. Commissioner wasn't too happy about that.
We could always use a nice haircut ratings boost. Just
true.
Putting that
So
out
my
there.
caller number 107? Did I win the Disneyland tickets?
Caller number 1. 106 more to go. Sorry, bud.
All right, I'll keep calling.
All right. Thanks for listening.
All right, guys. See you.
Hey. Thanks, guys.
So there you have it. It is set. Tyler and I 4 and 5 picking in the draft this year. Could get interesting, but I kind of, I like being in the middle. Weirdly enough, not to do just 3 is like my preferred lucky number that I always pick, and it's never really been that lucky. Let's be honest, but that's kind of my jersey number growing up as a kid.
Sure.
But 3 to 5, I don't have a problem picking there. Picking first is like you better hit a home run because it's not coming back to you for a while. And then, when you're down at the bottom, you have to hope that you get someone that's still, you have some talent there, but, I like being in the middle. That's fine.
Yeah, I prefer getting back-to-back picks. I actually think I prefer number 10 to number 1, because I feel like you get better value on that 10-11 back-to-back instead of picking first and just waiting forever. But, yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'll adjust accordingly, do some mock drafts, try and figure it out.
And yeah, just stay tuned. The real waiver wire this year is going to be who is opting out or being forced to sit out.
Exactly.
So that should be exciting all season long.
Yep.
Thank you again to the commissioner for joining us. Let me just go ahead and pop the graphic back up there. I think next thing up, I wanted to dive into the NBA. We didn't have a lot of time for, my favorite part still is just the bubble life, but nice response yesterday by both of the 1 seed teams, kind of reasserting themselves. The Magic, like I said, I never thought really. It was pretty much a perfect game for them in Game 1, the way it went. Mm-hmm. So that can happen. It can kind of fall your way sometimes. But the Bucks are too good. I think they're the first or second best team in the league in defensive efficiency. So they're just probably going to easily take care of that. The Lakers, I still don't know how easy it's going to be for them, but definitely a more encouraging performance last night, especially defensively. They're still just not a great shooting team, but I think the big thing for them is Anthony Davis has to have more games like that. Let's just be honest. LeBron in spurts can do it, but he's going to need that help from AD. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, the tournament's still looking good. And as I said, a couple things in the bubble. Now we are seeing, first of all, the teams that did advance all got upgraded to better hotels if they were in one of the lesser hotels. So that was pretty funny to see the reaction to that. I know the Blazers were moved up to maybe they were at a 4-star to a 5-star, whatever.
Yeah, they were at the yacht club with the Kings and the Suns and all the lowly teams.
But as everyone consolidates in one place, what we're going to see is a lot more run-ins. And by that I mean we already had one, earlier that we showed on the program. Right after the game, you're just running into someone that you just, were locked in a heated playoff deathmatch with. There's kind of been a running one even before the playoffs started. And this is between Jaylen Brown and Donovan Mitchell. The first documented evidence of this was Jaylen Brown posting. He was trying to post some kind of video. Donovan Mitchell just appeared there, of course.
Hey, man, get out of here. Get out of here.
Blowing up his spot. But I have to say,
it happens.
Jaylen Brown, in the latest video that has come out in this, I don't know what you want to call it, like Instagram bomb feud,
Little
definitely
photobomb
have
dude. Yeah.
a more creepy and hilarious creep on Donovan Mitchell.
He want to talk about me. Look at him. Creeping ass. Look at you. Look at you, bro. Talk about me fucking. I've seen you 5 times in the span of 30 minutes. Get out of here, bro.
So we're going to be seeing a lot more of that, which I definitely look forward to. Highly recommend more of these getting posted. And I think the most interesting one, because these are, as we've talked about in the bubble, you can leave and return, but you have to be then quarantined for 2 weeks before you can get around the rest of your team staff and other players.
Right.
Conley on the Jazz, pretty well known at this point, left for the birth of his child. The Jazz obviously still in the playoffs. So he is back in the bubble, but still in quarantine. And apparently right across some kind of lawn at the hotel that the Jazz are staying at. This was equally funny and sad because all they can do is look out the window at each other.
It's Mike. Everybody, it's Mike.
Michael?
It's all right, Mike. You'll be out soon, man.
Soon, bro.
We'll see you soon, Mike. Look at him. Look at him.
I love whoever it was in the background. Michael? Is that Michael?
That just, like, I'm already picturing that's going to be some, 10 years from now, they're going to make a movie about the quarantine where, a couple that lives across the street from each other in Manhattan apartments just, falls in love because they see each other across the way every day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like visitation in prison. I'm going to be out soon. Hold it down for me while I'm in here.
Send him an Art LeBeau shout out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for on the court performance, they will be happy to see Mike Conley return, but just kind of see the absence of the camaraderie of just missing one of your your bros as they're stuck maybe all of 40 feet away from each other, but they can't interact.
No. Two walls in a courtyard, man. It's might as well be a mile.
Yep, that's right. So I'm hoping to see more of these run-in videos, though. Maybe not one so sad, but that one was still, pretty funny. They were having a good time with it. So,
in good spirits.
A couple other ones. I think, actually, just one more that I didn't have time to get to last week. Did I play the Lillard McCollum video that they did on the Instagram?
Yeah, when they saw each other right after their game.
No. They did a ask me.
No. Okay. I think you played that for me afterwards, but I don't think we played that on air.
I had it loaded up, but we didn't have time to get to it on the show. So
that's right.
This is on the NBA's official Instagram page, which makes it even funnier just to have that context. And it was basically, interact with the fans, answer questions about bubble life. Yeah, what's going on with the Blazers. These are their probably 2 most prominent players, CJ McCollum and, of course, Dame time. Mm-hmm. And CJ McCollum just went fully in as far as just reading the comments, which is never a good idea when you're on, an official major corporation social media platform. But it was pretty entertaining.
I don't want to put nothing around her neck. Like I don't want to have her. They said my pubes look like Jamal Murray.
Hey, this is why you can't. It's why you can't have CJ online because you go address them type of you can't address them type of comments, bro.
Just read the comments, bro. They said it looked like KD's head.
Bro, why?
But it was the comments, bro. They ain't me. Shout out to my guys, Jamal and KD. But
bro,
yeah, so I ordered all this.
You
Can't
can't be addressing these comments, bro.
Bro, what you mean? Bro, I ordered the dog, right?
So never say that CJ McCollum is not a man of the people. He is willing to answer the tough questions, even when it is basically people just trolling him about his poor facial hair, which if you didn't catch it there, the first comment was, your pubes must look like Jamal Murray. And the second was that his hair looks like KD's head. KD with some notoriously sort of weaker spots in his hairline, shall we say. Not, LeBron level, but around the sides of the back, a little patchy. There's quite a few memes out there on the internet for the initiated, making fun of KD's hair. But he still threw in, also shout out to my boys, Jamal Murray and KD. But anyway, back to my story. And Dame Lillard the whole time was like, you can't read those. You can't read those kind of comments.
Hey, look, like you said, he's a man of the people. You know, you want to throw something at him, he'll read it. He'll read it.
Yeah, Mike Leach style. You ask him a question, he's going to answer it.
That's right. I'm so glad you asked me that.
But that's pretty much what we got in the bubble right now. Again, number 1 seeds will be back in action tomorrow. I like that they're doing pretty much 1 day off, and that's it. There's no, extra 2 days off between series now. I mean, everyone's in the same place, so you don't really have to worry about travel.
No travel.
It's kind of weird. They're putting the Lakers in that late spot when they're doing these, 4-game days. And the game yesterday didn't tip off till, 9 p.m. there. So, I mean, I'm assuming they would be pretty adjusted to the time at this point. But still, it's weird to have a Laker game where they're the home team end at 11:45 local time, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I mean, as a West Coaster, I always appreciate later games, and I mean, obviously they're doing that, to cater to the large LA crowd, which makes complete sense. So, I'm fine with it.
I did see also. I had the picture. I don't know where it went though, but they, Michelob is doing this thing where you can win tickets to be on the video wall by using their hashtag on social media. I think it's mostly on Twitter. Lil Wayne though, Wheezy was there. And I'm pretty sure he did not have to win a ticket. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that he did not have to win his surprisingly front row ticket. But if you're Lil Wayne, you can hook that up. So
that's true.
That was enjoyable. But real quick, I know we haven't had one in a couple days, so let's pivot out of the NBA bubble and bring back into the show the first iteration with its new name. We had a big ceremony for it on the 10,000 Views Spectacular. This freaking guy. So there we have Mr. Paul Burke. Of course, Florida man, always a threat to rip one of these.
Always good for it.
Yep. He was actually driving, and we've had a couple, we've had at least one on this program, and it happens from time to time if you keep up with the offbeat weird news, lawnmower DUIs. But this one was a little bit more special because he was on the highway, and there was the dash cam and body cam, which, seemingly omnipresent now, which made this even funnier. I don't have the first part of the video where it is the dash cam as you just see a guy on a lawnmower get pulled over to the side of the road. But some good moments there. You can see this one where he's with the lights of the cruiser still on him.
Well, where are you headed?
I was just going home.
Going home? Well, where are you coming from?
My house.
So you came from your house and you're headed to your house?
Yeah.
So what, you just started driving around in your lawnmower?
Yes, sir.
You
hear the trooper there asking him where he's going.
You just got to go for a ride sometimes, man. You're not looking to go anywhere. You just, whatever. You got stuff on your mind. You got to think. You go out for a drive, man. It happens.
Hop on the John Deere and blow off some steam.
Exactly. Look,
I'll mow this whole highway if I have to.
He just changed the bags, man. He could take that thing for miles.
So, yes, he was heading home, but by his own admission, came from his house. So who knows how true that is. But and the second one here, I believe this is where he asks if he wants to take the field sobriety test.
Are you going to take me to jail or not?
No, I didn't say that. I said we're going to do some field sobriety exercises.
I have been drinking.
Okay, that's fine.
I have been drinking.
I understand. You told me that.
With you.
Good. And like I said, we're going
to... I've been drinking.
Hey, respect to the officer. He was actually handling that pretty well, staying calm, being friendly to the guy.
He gave him every shot, but the guy basically said, I can't do it. I'm not going to do the sobriety test. There's no sense in it. I think at one point he said, just take me to jail. And the guy, shocking, turns out he's got like 4 or 5 other DUIs. Maybe the only one on a lawnmower, but
true.
He's elevating the art form.
This is true. No, I mean, glad. Hey, it's like you said, man. Florida. If we ever are in dire need of this friggin' guy, just look up Florida. Just type in Florida Google. you'll get
Yeah,
something.
I usually search Twitter for Rob Manfred. If he hasn't said anything in a while, it's like, damn, all right, Florida man. And then, see what I can come up with. But had to get this freaking guy in there. And really, it's an honor for Manfred, too, because, this is the first time we have presented that trophy with his name now etched on it forever.
True. All right, well, I think next...
Jaime has been drinking Coca-Cola. Daniel coming in. Pretty tired. I think I'll go home now. Forrest Gump. Shout out to friend of the program, Forrest Gump.
I did want to get into we touched on it at the very beginning of the show, and I see Jaime's left a few comments about it here, but we do have the big Champions League final coming up this Sunday between Bayern Munich and PSG. Undoubtedly the number one team in Germany and the number one team in France, going head to head for. Well, this is PSG's first time in the Champions League final, I believe. I know Bayern's, won it probably 4 or 5 times in the past. PSG, that's kind of like the one thing that's eluded them for as long as they've been, emerged as the power since the takeover by their new ownership.
Yeah, they're on a similar track, with the Man Cities of the world. Huge financial backing. I'm not going to say a team just completely devoid of history, but not at the continental level.
Right.
But now, they have all the money on earth and they can buy everyone. So finally at least got into the final. I was sad to see Lyon's run come to an end, Cinderella run they had there. But in the interest of a good matchup, probably for the best that Bayern got in there. I think we'll see a much better game. I'm sure, PSG has beat up on Lyon all league season long, as they are wont to do. They pretty much run wild over the French league.
The old Farmers League out there.
Yeah, this is a team that's built for the Champions League as far as the budget and resources they have. So winning the league doesn't really mean anything to them, and it's not even as competitive as, probably not even the Italian league, honestly, even though that's...
I think it's ranked, I think it's 5th in the UEFA coefficient. So, yeah, it's the Italian league's higher, the Bundesliga.
Hey, Lyon bumping that up, though.
That's true. That's true.
But, yeah, I think we're going to see a good game. I'm hoping, usually with these Champions League finals, it kind of ends up being more boring than the games that got both teams there, as they kind of play more conservative. But who knows? It's a weird year for everything. And I think we got the best matchup that we could have got out of this. So I'm looking forward to it. As you know, because of FIFA, Bayern is my team of choice. But PSG, they've got all the talent in the world. So I'd be interested to see what happens, though, if Bayern does get out to, let's say, like a 2-goal lead. Even if PSG were to be in that position, let's say, I think Bayern would kind of stick to the script a little bit more and just sort of hold together tactically and as a team. Right. PSG, I'm not as confident in that, being that they're more of a mercenary team of superstars, but certainly capable. So I think we're going to have a good game, and weirdly enough, Champions League final on a Sunday. So can't really beat that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's kind of an interesting matchup because the first 20 minutes of the Lyon Bayern Munich game was actually Lyon really had them on their heels. They were basically having Memphis Depay outrun that high defensive line that Bayern likes to run. They just bomb it deep on the counter, have Depay outrun him. He just couldn't get anything past an hour. And then after 20 minutes, Bayern just kind of took control of the ball as they are wont to do, and then dominated from there. But it'll be really interesting because PSG's front line, they like to run, I think, a 4-3-3. Up top, you got Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria, who are just 3 world-class soccer players. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe they can utilize that counter, just, bomb and chase style, maybe a little bit more efficiently. It'll just be interesting. It's just the whole thing of Bayern loves to play their defensive backline high, maybe even go for some offside traps. It'll just be really interesting to see if PSG can counter that. I'm with you. I think Bayern's going to win this. Like you said, these finals are usually relatively boring. Teams play a little bit more conservative, maybe get a 1-0 lead and then just park the bus. So, we'll see. I'm still looking forward to it. It is still, 2 of the best teams in the world squaring off for the biggest championship in Europe. So I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and as far as Leon goes, you were saying first 20 minutes of that game. That's kind of the format you usually see when it's the plucky underdog. You got to try to just punch them in the mouth early on. You're not going to be able to just play your normal, aggression for the entire game with a team that clearly outclasses you.
Mm-hmm.
But Bayern weathered that storm, and then they just kind of just tightened the noose and just took them out. But I think this was, like I said, all credit to Leon. This is going to be a much better matchup. So hopefully,
sure,
we see some teams going for it. I know PSG, they've got players that have been there, but or in equally big games. In the case of Mbappe, reigning World Cup champion, but could be interesting. I'm holding out hope that it won't be just a conservative kind of wait and see close to the vest, like just wait for them to break down. Oh, now it's going to penalties. Hopefully we don't see that, but there's something to be said for that being kind of exciting sometimes too. But let's see some goals in the run of play, please.
Yeah. And I think it'll also be interesting that, both teams are going for, major accomplishment of the year. Bayern Munich's going for the treble as they won the Bundesliga. They won the DFB Pokal. Now they're trying to get the Champions League. And PSG is looking to be actually the last possible quadruple as they won their Ligue 1. They won the French Cup. They won the League Cup, which they are no longer doing after this year because it's just more games than teams need to play. Looking at you, English soccer, you can get rid of the Carabao Cup. Well, actually, no, don't. That's probably what's the chance of
that's
getting
our
in.
only chance.
Yeah. But so they're looking to get the last possible quad. So it'll be interesting. But like I said, I'm looking forward to a good matchup on Sunday.
Should be exciting, and Sunday's going to be action packed. So I'm just going to be trying to watch as much as I can. Champions League and everything else going on. But I think we should at least talk about it. It's not, as we teased, exactly a barn burner this weekend, but UFC is still going ahead with a fight night.
Mm-hmm.
Want to get over to the Fight Doctor so that we can just kind of get some, insight into what we're going to see, maybe some predictions, entertainment purposes only. But let's tee it up for the Fight Doctor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. The heavyweight champion of the world.
It's time.
So yeah, we do have a nice fight night card this weekend. Tomorrow night on ESPN. Probably the biggest fight on there is the headline fight. Which actually, again, before we go into this, I will say that of course any predictions made on here are for entertainment purposes only. And I also would like to say that if you are watching this show and taking my predictions to make bets, call a hotline, call for help, please.
Yeah, maybe get some help. This is a little bit of a lean card, so 1-800-GAMBLER is there for you if it's becoming a problem.
Yeah, if you're betting on this card, you have problems, you need help. But yeah, like I said, so
legally we're covered now. We're
yes.
Good. All right.
So the main event is a bantamweight fight between the number 5 ranked Pedro Munoz and the former UFC lightweight champion Frankie Edgar, making his debut at the bantamweight division. Munoz, he's a solid fighter. Was actually kind of working his way up into getting a title shot recently, but then his last fight he lost to Aljamain Sterling. That kind of knocked him back down. So he's looking to get a score win here, put himself back into that top kind of contendership area. As I said, Frankie Edgar, former lightweight champ, known best for a few years ago. He took the title off of BJ Penn, dominated him in the rematch, had a draw against Gray Maynard, then in a rematch knocked out Gray Maynard. But then after that, he's kind of struggled in title fights since then. He went back. He dropped down to featherweight, lost twice to Jose Aldo and Max Holloway in title fights. He kind of beats just about everybody else except for the title contenders, although his last fight he did get knocked out by my boy, the Korean zombie, Chan Sung Jung. So he's just kind of going down, trying another weight class. I really like Munoz in this. I mean, don't get me wrong, Edgar is one of my favorite fighters, just absolute scrappy, just, never say die. so many times in his fights, it's been like, God, this guy like should have been knocked out. He should have been done, and he pops back up, takes control of the fight. But I think Munoz has too much to lose on this. Like I said, he really wants to keep his name in that title scene. So I got to go with Pedro Munoz in this one. Another fighter I like in the co-main event here, it's a light heavyweight bout between Ovent St. Preux, OSP, versus Alonzo Minifield. Very much a veteran versus kind of an up-and-comer fight. Ovent St. Preux, I think he's had dang near 40 professional fights. Minifield's had about 10. Minifield actually was 9-0 before going into his last fight, and then he had a decision loss to Devin Clark. He's pretty much knocked out just about everybody he's faced or everybody that he's beat. St. Preux got a nice blend of knockouts and submissions, kind of a more complete fighter. I think Minifield's probably a slight favorite of this one, but I'm going to go with OSP. I think his overall game is going to be better. He can obviously take you down, submit you. He can knock you out. He can do either one. Minifield's just kind of a stand-up guy. I think Ovent St. Preux is going to work the way to the ground and then just try to dominate the fight from there. So I like OSP in that fight. One other fight that just kind of caught my eye. Again, this isn't an overly exciting card, but
it's free. It's free on ESPN.
And sometimes those are the cards that work out best, as we've said many times on here. But there's another fight on the main card, a light heavyweight fight between Marcin Prochnio and Mike Rodriguez. These are two guys that kind of like really dominated their local scenes before getting into the UFC. I mean, Prochnio, I think, he's got 13 wins, 10 by knockout. Mike Rodriguez, he kind of built up a rep fighting in the Northeast before he came to the UFC. But then once both guys got to the top division, they started losing, as sometimes happens.
That does happen.
So, both these guys are going to kind of like look to right the ship. I think Prochnio has lost his last two fights, both in the UFC. Rodriguez, I think, won his first fight in the UFC and then lost his next two. So both guys are going to score a big win, which I think could make for an exciting fight where both guys are just going to go for it because UFC pays better than the regional. So they're definitely going to want to stick around that. So I think that one could turn into an exciting fight. Both guys like to knock people out. They don't like to let fights go the distance. So I think that fight could be exciting. Again, I know I'm not giving this one a great, stamp of approval, but like we said, sometimes these fights turn out to be the very exciting best ones. So I would say, at least keep an eye out for the main event. Watch a title contender in Munoz, see what he can do, or watch a guy, Frankie Edgar, again, former champ, never gives up, beats a lot of people, just not the top competition anymore, making one last shot at a title in a new division. So I think that can make for a fun fight.
And hey, it's free, like I said.
It's free.
But I mean, I must again flash the disclaimer.
Please call the hotline if you're
1-800-GAMBLER. They're there to help. I would not recommend betting on this event.
As always, everything I said, all the picks I made here today, were for entertainment purposes only.
That's correct.
Yes.
So legally, we are covered there.
We're covered.
And,
we're good.
Real quick, just want to touch on. Actually, let's just swerve over, give you guys an update on what's going on in the NHL. This was a little bit earlier this afternoon, the updated bracket from the NHL. As you can see, the ghosted out teams are no longer with us. The guy from the Crossroads video came and touched their logo, and they disappeared on the face of the earth.
I miss my dog, man. I miss my Uncle Charles.
Yeah. But, this has been a pretty good tournament. Montreal, getting knocked out there. A little bit of a controversy with the cross-check and the one-game suspension involved there.
Yeah.
That's a tough play, though, because the guy, first of all, the guy cross-checked him right before, and then he was, it's kind of like one of those, are you saying he's going for the head, or he kind of lowered his head, too, and caught more of it? So, the one-game suspension is always going to be tough. I know Montreal didn't care for it, but, Philly took care of them pretty handily, and I could see that ruling go either way, so I didn't think it was like especially controversial. Just
sure,
you don't want to see someone just get injured like that, but I didn't really have any big problem with it. It's just literally a bang bang play and a call there. Even they go back, the player safety people go back and review it, and they determined it was a one game. Colorado looking really strong.
Yeah,
really like what I've seen. I mean, I know it was just the Coyotes, but. They've just looked really good, and again, that would be very sad if they continue to play in this cable dispute that's going on in the Colorado area, where the fans cannot see a lot of the games.
There's ways to see it. Just saying, there's ways to see it.
There are plenty of ways, which again, for entertainment purposes only, I mention this. But if you have the internet, you can find out.
Yes.
But yes, I mean, also the Blue Jackets gone, and
the Islanders upsetting the Caps. I like that one.
Capitals gone too. Capitals just kind of looked like they were not into it though.
Yeah, they did.
Just right from the beginning, they just kind of seemed like they were going through the motions and really didn't want to be there. Ovechkin never really got rolling, and they just didn't have it. But I still think, just like the NBA tournament is showing us, we're still seeing the best of the best teams left advancing here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the home ice, the fans advantage, but you're just still seeing a well played tournament by the best teams left. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out as we get into the quarterfinals and the semifinals.
Yeah, it's you're right. I mean, it's when you look at the brackets, it's pretty much chalk. Just the high seeds winning, except for obviously, as we just said, the number 6 seed Islanders knocking out the number 3 seed Capitals. All the quarterfinal series are done except for there's one, and actually they're playing right now, which is the Vancouver St. Louis series. Vancouver's currently up 3-2. So by the time our show ends, that series could be over and they'll be all set, or they may have to go into a Game 7 on Monday. Or no, Sunday. Excuse me. They'd be playing Sunday. So yeah, it's just fun. Again, seeing this rolling on, and like you said, it is the best of the best teams. Like it's not, it's not teams aren't weary from travel or getting affected by home ice. It's just who's got the better squad, all things equal. Jaime, yes, USA Network is showing it, and shout out to my girl Rhonda Shear, host of USA's Up All Night from the '90s. That was my girl right there.
Up All Night on USA.
Dude, USA in the '90s. I mean, Silk Stockings, Pacific Blue, La Femme Nikita, Duckman. Dude, USA, like all those commercials, they are all things they advertise for after Raw. The Westminster Dog Show.
Tyler's obviously seen them all. I do remember La Femme Nikita getting a lot of run on the commercials.
Oh, dude.
Big time.
Raw from 93 to 96 always advertised the best shows coming up right after them. So, yeah, that's my wheelhouse. USA during one of the worst times in WWF history. That was, that's where it's at. So, shout out my girl, Rhonda Shear.
Friend of the program, Rhonda Shear. Real quick, too, we just got a few minutes here. Thank you guys, as always, for commenting and watching.
Yes.
Did want to mention we do have one of those, that we've seen a couple times this year, the NASCAR Cup double headers, where they're doing Saturday and Sunday. Always, interesting to see how the cars that come out the strongest on Saturday look on Sunday. They do have to go back in the grid, but traditionally we've seen them just push their way back to the front. It seems like they're just going to have the strongest car all weekend.
Yeah, you're not really allowed to mess with the car too much between races, so that's usually why you see that. It's just because if you got the best car Saturday, it's going to run the same tomorrow. So, that's kind of what we're seeing.
One just weird side note that kind of crept up. I know Tyler and I are obviously, big Kevin Harvick stands, unabashedly. But Martin Truex Jr. has weirdly finished in third 5 straight races.
That's crazy.
I saw some professor somewhere did the odds on that, and I think it was like 10 million to 1 that would happen. And he also went on to say, based on him running through the numbers again and again, he's like, it actually comes up higher and higher based on whatever formula he's using, what's happened in the past, things like that.
Sure.
If he were to get third again for a 6th straight week, I believe he had it at somewhere around like 80 million to 1. So still better odds than the Powerball, but that would be kind of weird to see. They actually asked Truex about it, and it was a little bittersweet. His answer, it's kind of great. We're getting good finishes, strong cars, up in the points, but also it kind of sucks.
But we're not winning.
We're not winning. We're getting third all the time. What the hell's going on? So that was just kind of a weird factoid, but we're getting closer to the playoffs. I think you're going to see a lot of the usual suspects at Dover. And again, that Saturday race is probably going to be the best indicator of what you're going to see on Sunday, barring guys crashing out or having to switch to another car for mechanical reasons.
Yeah, we may have to pull a Dan Patrick and start calling him Martin Truex Jr. the third. As he likes to
Yes.
always give that name to people with junior at the end of their name.
Martin Truex Jr. the third.
One other thing I did want to touch on here before we go off the air is, Quarantine Network, mostly based out of San Diego. A lot of San Diego people following here. Although, based off those last numbers Bo put out, man, we got people watching the network all over the world, actually. So
We
shout
love
out
our
to
international fans.
Yes. But so I'm sure the local San Diegans will be definitely proud of the recent record set by the San Diego Padres.
Slam Diego.
Slam Diego, where they hit a grand slam in 4 consecutive games, which is incredibly impressive. Although it did beg the question that's been in my head this whole time is this an indicator of how good San Diego is, or just how terrible the pitching in Texas is?
Yeah, the Rangers aren't very good. And
They're not.
they play in a tough division. I mean, they're not the worst team in the league, but you're pretty much looking at least at obviously the A's and the Astros, and well, not the Angels. No one's looking up at the Angels. I don't know about the Angels. I don't know about hockey, but I just think, and even in the it was kind of one of those weird. Basically, felt like a 4-game series, even though it was 2 games home and away.
It was 2-2. Yeah.
We had the Tatis controversy starting that off.
Right.
I think the next one was Will Myers, I believe. Then Machado hit a walk-off grand slam, which is always exciting.
Yeah.
And last night it was Hosmer getting one. So far they don't have one tonight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll stay tuned to that. If they beat the Astros, I'm cool with that.
I'm rooting for them tonight.
I believe the Astros have won 8 in a row. So
yeah, they've gotten hot. But actually, there was a funny stat which no longer it actually no longer applies since Pittsburgh won today. But before today, the number of grand slams in a row the Padres hit was equal to the number of wins by the Pittsburgh Pirates at 4.
That's gotta sting.
But once again, Pittsburgh did win today, so bring it up to 5. So
come on, Buccos!
Let's go, Pittsburgh. We are family.
And again, shout out to Jaime, San Diego. Pretty great. Shout out from Mercedes, Texas. Right back at you, Mercedes, Texas. We see you. And all our fans around the world.
Everywhere.
Ladies and
That's right.
gentlemen.
That's right. We are the international show of record on the Quarantine Network.
iRacing, international, just regular NASCAR.
NASCAR,
Slow Jams, another one.
Always. Yacht Rock.
Come up with a list.
Yacht Rock show of record as well.
Yacht Rock. Yeah, I'm going to have to put together a list of what we are, in fact, the show of record for on TQN.
Might be easier to put together a list of things that we are not the show of
That's
record.
true. And then we'll do the research and try to reclaim those titles also.
The only one I think I conceded was that the TQN Sports with Callan could be the alt rock show of record.
We're giving him that one.
I'll concede that one to him, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to, cause too much friction within the sports desk.
No.
But, shout out to Callan as well.
Yes, check him out Monday through Fridays.
That's pretty much all I had. I mean, if you're not, happy right now as a sports fan, there's just too much to watch to be.
Damn it, this ain't for you.
Then damn it, this ain't for you. We're getting spoiled right now. I think it'll be offset, let's say, hopefully this time next year when things are on a normal schedule and fans can go to the games.
Mm-hmm.
Lord willing, but you're also maybe going to be a little, look back with some fondness just having all this congestion of all these things happening at once. So I'm enjoying it for what it is. A lot of action-packed weekends just parked down in front of the TV. So not too bad, I would have to say, what we've got to deal with right now.
Yeah, and we're getting a lot of really good stuff all at the same time. I mean, baseball's in the regular season, but it's different because it's sprint. So, you've said it many times. It's like it's a tournament because teams can't afford to lose a bunch in a row. Then you've got the actual NBA and NHL tournaments going on. You got NASCAR coming into their sort of playoff.
Their playoff.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, whatever you want to call it. We got, obviously the Champions League and Europa League has been going on, like crazy for the last 2 weeks, although that's going to end. But then a few weeks from now, we got all the domestic leagues are going to be starting back up. So, in fact, I think that's why I saw that Man City and Man U don't have to play that first week of the Premier League season because they just finished up with their big tournament. So they get like an extra week off since,
And Champions League 2021, Already underway, baby.
Already underway. Yeah. They're already through the first qualifying round. I think the second qualifying round is next Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe. So, definitely no teams that you'll be familiar with unless you are a gambling addict or a hardcore soccer fan, or both. A little bit of both, maybe.
Come on, Cluj.
That's right. CFR Cluj, baby. Woo!
Red Star Belgrade. This is our year.
I think both those teams are still in it. Yeah.
Yes.
But no, again, just another great weekend. That's going to be, again, don't bother texting me unless it's something about sports, because my eyes are going to be on the TV the whole time.
Right there with you. Thank you to Tyler. Thank you to all of you guys that watched and commented and called in. Thank you to Commissioner Kwan, except for your very rigged draft lottery system that I still am baffled by. I'm pretty sure it's completely fixed, but whatever.
Yeah.
But you guys enjoy a great weekend in sports, and we'll get back with you on Monday.
That's right. Stick around here on TQN. In about 5 minutes here, we'll have the book club for TV with Patrice coming on. But you guys know the deal. As always, keep the fire.
Keep the fire.
As a buzzer.